Hey folks, I'm sure a lot of you have targeted flounder in those shallow waters, but today I'm going to show you a cool way to target flounder offshore in 40 foot of water. Fox Sports Outdoors is on the air right now.
You're watching the only program with weekly fishing reports and real-time outdoor news from the Southeast region. This is Fox Sports Outdoors.
Hi folks, and welcome to the show. I'm Captain E, and it's my pleasure to sit in this week as your host of Fox Sports Outdoors. You may recognize me in the Southeast as your Carolinas reporter. And for those of you out in the Southwest, it's my pleasure to be sitting in for Barry this week. I've got a distinct pleasure of bringing you to my backyard here in Murrell, Inlet, South Carolina, and show you the incredible fishery that we have here. Right now, we're on the Murrell Inlet Marsh Walk. As you can see, we've got tons of stuff to do down here. Great food, great water sports, and great fishing. I've got Barry's Blazer Bay 2420 GTS, and I'm gonna head out and we're gonna do some fishing on the nearshore reef with a special guest. Mr. Barry Stokes is my guest this week. We're also, while we're on the reef, gonna be sharing some great regional reports from your area to see what's happening and what's fighting in your backyards. Right now, I'm gonna grab the Blazer Bay, go find Barry. We're gonna head out to the reef, and we're taking you back to the studio for your weekend planner.
The Saloon tables are predicting fair game fish activity for both days this weekend, with peak daytime action beginning early on each day at around 10 a.m. in the morning. Also, remember that daylight savings time comes to end on Sunday at 2 a.m., so set those clocks back 1 hour. Look for the sun to rise at 7:47 and set at 6:34 on Saturday, with everything then shifting back 1 hour on Sunday due to the time change. And evenings will feature a crescent moon that is 18% visible. Stay with us for freshwater and coastal fishing information from around the region. Plus, I'll return with catfishing expert Chad Ferguson to answer this week's Ask the Pro question.
All right, folks, it is my pleasure to introduce my guest this week, Mr. Barry Stokes. You may recognize him. Barry, it's a pleasure to have you on board with us.
Well, I tell you, it's fun to come to South Carolina, and this is going to be a treat for me because I'm going to just be the guest on the show today. I'm going to relax, try to catch me a few flounder, let you do all the hard work today.
You know what? I've enjoyed working with Fox Sports Outdoors. I've enjoyed becoming friends with you, and I love having you come into town to go fishing. I got a treat for you today.
Where are we going?
We're going to go to the nearshore reef. You know, South Carolina is known, and North Carolina, for having great artificial man-made reefs. And we're going to head out to about 40 foot of water, target some flounder. Typically, you'll get your bigger flounder out in that deeper area. So hopefully we're going to have a great time out there.
All right, let's go, buddy.
We are. I'll tell you what, folks, we're going to come back on the other side of this break. Barry and I are going to be doing battle with some flounders. Don't go anywhere.
Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Motor Guide's new wireless and easy-to-use XI3. XI batteries powering the world forward. Waypoint Marine, the Gulf Coast's leading saltwater boating specialist. And Strike King, designed by the pros, fished by you.
There's a reef flounder. That's a nice one, 21, 22 inches. Big fish, hit that mullet, mud minnow right on top of the structure. There we go. All right.
You got a fish?
Yeah. This is nice fish here. Yeah. Taking some drag, and I tell you what, you know, like we said, we're coming out to the nearshore reefs here.
Well, look at here. I've got one too, but it's a little bitty
This is a
one.
man-made reef. Part of it was put here by the state. A lot of it was funded by private groups. Oh, this is a very nice flounder, Barry. I'm gonna need the net, buddy. I'm gonna need the net. There we go.
Got him.
Oh, look at there.
Way to go, buddy.
I'll tell you what, this time of the year, Barry, this is the flounder we look for on the reef.
Okay, so
Look at that.
look at that's a
There
doormat.
you go. There's a reef flounder. There's a reef flounder. That's a nice one, 21, 22 inches. Big fish, hit that mullet, mud minnow right on top of the structure. And like I said, we've moved. Now we've gotten right on top of the structure, but we've been moving forward, bumping forward. This current really flowing. And now that we've gotten on the opposite side of it, I think we're gonna find the fish stacked up here. You put that fish in the boat. We got this nice one, but great to have these man-made reefs in South Carolina, considering we don't have much in the way of natural reefs out here.
Explain to the folks what these are that we're fishing.
Okay,
what are these structures?
The area that I just caught this fish on is actually a cement barge that was sunk here years ago. And we've got some concrete reef balls around here. You've got armor personnel carriers out here. We're on a reef called Paradise Reef. You've had a lot of private companies and private groups that have put in structure here. DNR will meet your funds. If you raise up to $5,000, they'll meet it to put structure out here. You got concrete piping out here, but it is what these flounder want. They love these nearshore reefs with good structure that they can get around and lots of food.
Okay, well, we've got a great start here. That's a good one.
Most definitely.
And this one is not getting released, right?
No, this is going to get released
in
to
the
the
Crisco.
grease.
In the Crisco,
Exactly.
baby. All right, we're off to a great start. Way to
Yeah,
go,
man.
buddy. Back to the live well that one goes.
Hey guys, this week's Tennessee, Mississippi, and Alabama report is brought to you by Orion Coolers. If you're looking to buy the last cooler you'll ever need, check them out online at orioncoolers.com. Guys, I love this time of year. The scenery is incredible. The weather is very comfortable. There's very little, if any, traffic on the water, and best of all, the fish are biting. I don't care where you go. If you're not catching them, pack up and go somewhere else because they are biting somewhere right now. Water temperatures in this region are ranging from the low to mid 50s to the low to mid 60s. So until they hit about that 50-degree range, the fish are going to bite really, really good. I am hearing a lot of good reports throughout the region for crappie. Northern Mississippi, Lake Washington is on fire right now. The Gunnersville crappie bite is actually really good in Alabama right now. And then the Tennessee River is really good for crappie, as well as Percy Priest. Tons of ways to catch them. I prefer to catch them casting a single piece of plastic with a jig, but you can catch them however you want to. As far as bass goes in the 3 states, I know I'm going to Ross Barnett, Mississippi. It's what I always say, but there's a reason for it. It's the best bass lake in the state, arguably. Bay Springs being a close second right now to catch those big spots on top. Alabama, I'm going to Smith Lake. I'm going to throw a topwater, and once again, I'm fishing for big spots on the lower end of the lake. Tennessee, I'm going back to Kentucky Lake. I love to say I'm coming home, but I am this week. The big Strike King Mega Dog walking bait, shallow main river bars, that is the place to be. So guys, it is a wonderful time to be out here. We'd love to see you here on the water. Go Vols.
We're taking a break, but first, here are a few pictures from our Big Catch of the Week contest. These photos were not picked as winners, but we still wanted you to see some of the fantastic catches from around the region. We'll reveal this week's winner in just a bit toward the end of today's program. We're coming right back.
Look at that beautiful fish in the water right there. That's a little better fish. Oh yeah, okay, now slip the net under. Here we go, got it.
There we go. Welcome back. We are fishing on the reef right here outside of Murrell's Inlet, our nearshore reef, a man-made reef, and it looks like Barry might actually be hooked up to a pretty good flounder here. Oh yeah.
That's a decent fish.
Oh yes. There we go.
That's a little better fish.
That's
Oh
definitely
yeah.
deeper.
Okay, now slip the net under.
Okay.
There we go. All right.
All right.
Got us a fish
Good one.
on. There
Yeah,
we
man.
go, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
Wow, that's a good dinner there, Barry. I tell you what, that, you know, this time of the year, or whether you come in fall, spring, winter, typically on the nearshore reef, you're going to find your bigger flounder. It's transition, probably June and October are the 2 best times of the year to get out here. You got transition, fish coming from offshore, inshore in June, fish going from inshore, offshore to spawn in October. You can find a lot of big fish on the nearshore reefs. And again, we're on Paradise Reef, located about 3 miles out of Murrell's Inlet here, but there's plenty of reefs around here, some that are 5 miles, 10 miles, 40 foot of water, 60 foot of water, and we're in here in 30 foot of water. But those are probably the best times of the year to get out here and concentrate looking for flounder like this.
June and
October.
And October.
probably
So
again.
if you want to plan a trip around this, maybe a vacation or something, those would be your 2 prime months.
2 prime months to get down.
Now you can actually catch flounder here year round, right?
Oh, definitely. In the summertime, when the heat's at its best, if you're patient and get out here and spend time, you can weed through the smaller fish and catch plenty of flounder out here. You know, it's just if you're patient and want to spend that time.
You can also catch some inshore inside Murrell's.
Oh, most
right?
definitely. Yes, sir. Inshore in the summertime, inshore in the fall is really good in Murrell's Inlet here. But typically, if you're going to find these bigger flounder concentrated in areas with good numbers, it's going to be on these nearshore reefs.
Okay, so bigger ones, come on out here, be brave, come a little offshore, find you a good day. It has turned off dead slick calm out here right now. It's almost like fishing on a lake.
Yep.
It's so beautiful out here today, and it pays off with a flounder like that one right there.
That's a good one, buddy.
Five me one time, big
Good
boy,
job,
and guess
man.
where this one's going?
Where's that one going?
In that live
Yes,
coat.
he is. Good job,
There
buddy.
we go.
This part of the program is brought to you by Foreshore Transportation, the simple solution to all your freight hauling needs. Foreshore can ship freight across the country or across the state. Whatever the load, wherever the destination, Foreshore gets it done fast, safe, and hassle-free. Well, wind's been a real problem along the southeast coast, but for anglers who can get inside out of the wind, Captain Tim Cutting in southeast Georgia out of St. Simon's Island is telling me that the inshore creeks are loaded with low slot redfish. He's catching plenty of near limits and limits on gulp with jigs, and also jigs tipped with fresh dead shrimp. He says that shell bars and creek mouths are the primary places to be working for these redfish. He says lure speed is critical. Sometimes you got to fish them fast, sometimes you got to fish them slow and methodical. He says trout fishing has been good, but anglers have got to stay moving. They want to be fishing shallow river points, and there's also some flounder mixed in with these trout. The better flounder fishing has been around the inlets. Usually a sheep's head can be caught on those jetties too, and the inshore fishing for sheep's head up to about 4 pounds is improving as we get into cooler weather into the fall and the winter. Over in Mississippi, it's flounder. The flounder fishing has been red hot. They're catching them inshore around docks using bucktail jigs, a little more body to that bucktail jig, and they want them with tipped with minnows, fresh, lively minnows like mullet or mud minnows. Redfish are still everywhere along the Mississippi coast, one of the best years ever. A new penny colored gulp on a jig is one of the best lures that you can use. For reds, falling tides are best around the marsh edges and points. Tuna fishing offshore has been great when you can get out there. Recently, Josh Swinford and crew out of Biloxi had 35 blackfin tuna on diamond jigs, jigging them up. These are great eating and fun to catch on reasonable tackle. Well, that's it for the southeast coast. Get out in the water and take a youngster with you when you go.
I'm working it right off the edge. Oh, look, right there. Right off the edge of that structure.
Boy, that
There
was
he is
cool.
again. Yeah, that's
Got a good one?
Feels like a good one. Feels like a good one. Yeah.
See what we
You know,
got.
he just, there we go. I'll let you net him.
That's a decent fish.
He's definitely a keeper.
Yeah, there's a keeper flounder for you right there.
But that was a textbook hit. I drug it, and right in the middle of bringing in my slack, he picked it up and thud. And you know, this technique works great. And again, there's so many different ways you can fish for them. I love fishing Carolina rigs out here with good live bait. Basically just slow dragging the bait. All right, there we go, Barry. I mean, definitely a good keeper here. Hold him up sideways.
So that fish will go how long probably?
I'm guessing he's 16 inches.
Cool.
16 inches, definitely a keeper.
Enough to definitely go in our live well, buddy.
Enough to
We
go in the
got a
live well.
flounder. We
Hey,
got a
look here.
flounder party coming
We
this
do.
evening.
I've got you in town from Texas. I got to feed you good.
Okay.
I got to feed you good. But the
Okay.
technique's working great.
Let's talk a little more about the technique. In fact, I'll take this fish back to the live well
Okay.
safely, and you kind of walk folks through this Carolina rigging technique because it's working today real well.
It's working great. And what we've got here, folks, is a Carolina rig. I've got a 3/4 ounce egg sinker right here. I've got a swivel, and then what I've got is about 2 foot of fluorocarbon leader. We're using 20 pounds, and I've got a number 2 offset Kale nickel hook here, and you can see here what the bait is, mud minnows. You can use mud minnows, mullet, menhaden, it doesn't matter. Real quick, I'll show you what we're doing. And all I'm doing is casting away from the structure, just like, we're sitting right now on top of a cement barge that was sunk here by DNR to create this great artificial reef. I let it get to the bottom, then all I'm doing is just slowly working it, just dragging it along the bottom, looking for any pressure change as I'm pulling it back. And I'm not looking for the doom, 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 doom. That's gonna be trash fish, black sea bass, pinfish, things of that nature. What I'm looking for is that steady pull back. When I feel that, I'm pointing the rod at him, 5 seconds, setting the hook, bam, on the end of the rod, nice clamp.
Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Nitro Performance Fishing Boats. Champions aren't born, they're made. Mercury Outboards, go boldly. Gulf Shores, and Orange Beach, Alabama. Plan your fishing vacation and catch the details at orangebeach.com/fishing. And Lowrance and the new Hook 2, the world's easiest fish finder.
I've gotten about on probably 6 or 7 casts in a row, and it's coming down one little spot just outside the structure. Now, why is that? Got a bite. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got him.
All right.
Just like that.
Right back here in Murrell's Inlet, fishing on this nearshore reef, and Barry is just putting the beat down on me now. You are putting the beat down.
I've got a little sweet spot. That's a decent flounder. That'd be probably a close to a keeper right there.
There we go.
Oh, he flopped down on the floor, so I'll grab him.
Well, I think we might have found a sweet spot right here as far as numbers of fish right now. You're getting a bite about every cast.
I am. I've gotten a bite on probably 6 or 7 casts in a row, and it's coming down one little spot just outside the structure. Now, why is that?
Well, they will tend to stack up in a sweet spot. Like you're calling it sweet spot. It's a great terminology, and it's an area where the current might be just perfect, the bait's getting caught in there, and they will lay on top of each other and get stacked in there. And I tell you what, with your unit, we got a good picture of that.
So we've got our Lowrance HDS Carbon 12-inch unit back here. We drove across some of this structure. In fact, we'll show you folks a little bit of what it looks like. Why don't you describe some of what we're looking at here?
Well, what we're looking at right here is we're on the edge of a cement barge. They've sunk it down. Obviously, it's been here for years. The sand's built up, but we're fishing right on the northern edge of it. We're fishing on the north side of that where it lays, basically south to north. And right now the fish, it seems to me, your sweet spot, which is on that side of the boat, your fish are laying just on the outside of it and really tight to the structure, because you're either getting hung up or you're catching a fish every time, and that's the way it works. And you know, you can stay in one area and concentrate as long as we're catching fish, and we're going to filter through and get some bigger fish. If you're not catching fish, keep moving around and keep looking for that sweet spot.
Okay, so stay put. You find that little spot. We've got our Motor Guide XI5 holding us right on the spot, or throw an anchor out. Don't move if you're catching fish. Right?
That's right. Don't move. XI5.
All right. Well, we'll measure that one because we're trying to eat some today.
We are.
If he's a keeper, he'll go in. If not, he's going back.
Good job. Hey folks, it's time for your Carolinas Report. This week brought to you by the Crazy System Marina, the leader in water sports along the Grand Strand for years. We can take care of all your needs on the water. You want to bring the family out and become pirates? We can take care of that. You want to hire a great charter boat? We've got that here. You want to hire a boat and do it all yourself? We've got that too. Visit crazysister.com for more information. Let's talk about fresh water. Right now in South Carolina, head to Santee. A great time of the year to get out and target stripers. Early in the morning, late in the afternoons, they're schooled up really good on the top of the water. On those bait fish is the lower lake and the upper lake. A lot of times you get in those tree stumps around Rimini, you can find some big schools of fish. Look for the birds and you can find the fish. Also, moving along the coast is my favorite time of the year to get out and target speckled trout. Start looking in those deeper holes, whether you're in Charleston, Little River, Murrell's Inlet. Those areas are going to hold trout this time of the year. Live shrimp, a great bait on adjustable depth cord. You can have a great time with those. Also look for the big king mackerel to start moving to those live bottoms in 50 to 70 foot of water. They're moving off the beach. They're going to find the bait that's out there in 50 to 70 foot of water. You can catch some big smokers this time of the year. This has been your Carolinas Report, and it's brought to you by Crazy System Marina. Remember, fish smarter, not harder, and keep your chaos organized.
There's a hit. There's a hit. He got it. That's a good pull. You got doubles?
Yeah, but I don't think I got a flounder here. I'm going to get in real quick.
This
yeah,
is
you
a
got
flounder.
something nice.
Yeah, we need a net right here.
Yeah,
I don't know what I got, but it feels good.
I'm going to leave my little black bass hanging out over here.
Yeah, that's a good flounder.
Yep.
Just a keeper. Just another good keeper. All right.
There we go. Get out of the way here, Barry.
That's just another good solid. That'd be a 15-inch keeper or something like that.
Oh, that's definitely, yeah, he's right in that range. A little bit thinner than the others we have, but I'll tell you one thing, If you don't think it makes a big difference looking at that bottom machine and watching what we're fishing on, the structure here, we made a little bit of a move, and as we came across the top, we put the X5 into work, and we're sitting right here on top of this area, and we're starting to catch fish again. The tide has changed, the current's flowing different, so using that Lowrance has made a big difference.
I'm gonna walk this one back there, measure him. If he's a keeper, I'll put him in the live well, but while I'm doing that, why don't you explain to the folks how diverse this fishery is around here. We got lots of different things, beginning with, you put me on my first cobia. Talk a little bit about that, the kingfish, and then some of the inshore stuff.
Exactly. You know, it's always a pleasure to have Barry come into town and visit us over here in Murrell's Inlet, South Carolina, but we do have an incredible fishery, and it's year-round here. We were able to sneak out. We did a little bit of nearshore fishing, caught king mackerel, caught some nice cobia. Also slid back into the creeks. I took Barry out, and we caught some speckled trout. Great fishery here. The inshore flounder fishery here is incredible. Redfish, black drum on the reefs, just like what we're doing today. You can catch a lot of Spanish mackerel, king mackerel. Such a diverse fishery here, and we'll tell you later on in the show exactly how to get your trip booked so that you can come down and enjoy this fishery as well.
You can always watch our latest episode on the front page of our website at foxsportsoutdoors.com. Catch up on past episodes by clicking the archive button and learn about fishing techniques and new gear at our how-to page. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter for new fishing videos every day. Simply search for Fox Sports Outdoors and click the like button on Facebook and follow button on Twitter. And watch a new episode every week on any device by downloading the free Waypoint TV app on your phone, tablet, computer, or smart TV. Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Lew's. Feel the difference. Gene LaRue and Bobby Garland. We know bass and crappie from heads to tails. And by Glacier Glove. Stay outdoors longer with our gloves, hats, and shades.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time for the Ask the Pro segment, where viewers get expert advice from professional insiders. This week's question comes from Shane, who asks, do the really big blue catfish live in deep water year-round? For an answer, we checked with catfishing expert Chad Ferguson.
Big catfish are what I like to call opportunistic predators. They're going to go where the food is, and they love to follow schools of shad or other bait fish. It takes a lot of food to sustain those big fish, so they're generally going to be close to where the food is or where there's warmer water that makes them feel good. I catch big catfish everywhere from the deepest parts of the lakes all the way up to inches of water at certain times of the year. So they're going to move all throughout the water column and in every depth of water that there is to chase the food and stay fed.
Thank you, Chad. If you have something to ask one of the pros, visit our website and follow the Ask the Pro link to submit your question. Now let's take a look at this week's Big Catch winner.
Hey folks, we're back on shore. We've got the boat on the trailer, and it's time now for this week's winner of the Big Catch of the Week contest. He is Stephen Chapalik of Mobile, Alabama, with a 35-pound redfish caught in the Mississippi Sound. If you'd like to enter the contest, go to our website at foxsportsoutdoors.com and click on the Big Catch of the Week and follow the instructions to send your photo in. All right, folks, we've already showed you all the gear that we used on today's show, but if you want to come down and do a trip, you don't need to bring any gear. You can contact my partners at Crazy Sister Marina to get everything set up. These guys do all the work for you. If you'll visit crazysister.com, click on charters, you can find all the information you need to book a trip and do the same thing that Barry and I did today. All right, folks, it's been my sincere pleasure to sit in and be your host this week and have Barry actually join me as a guest. But next week, we'll be right back in our spots where we're supposed to be. Barry in front of the camera, me giving your Carolinas report. But until then, remember, fish smarter, not harder, and keep your chaos organized. See you later.